So let's check in here on A&M because they've been the story in college football, I think, really for the last couple of weeks, especially this past week. They're on a bye this week, but I want to just check in with the folks out there in College Station here really quick. I am on a number of different A&M message boards, and there is still a small, or there was a small level of hesitation baked in here as A&M is doing awesome things this year. Hey, 8-0 for the first time since the early 1990s. Hey, we just won in Baton Rouge for the first time since 1994 or whatever it was. That's awesome. That is different, but I've been hurt too many times. I don't know if I'm down to get hurt again and get my hopes up, JD. I hear you. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just here to tell you, believe what you're seeing, believe what you're feeling because it's different. It is different. I was on with David Nuno of Texas A&M the other day, and he said the exact same thing. It feels different this year. Reason why it's different, you have a guy at quarterback pulling the trigger you can trust, and Marcel Reed. That pass rush, getting home against LSU with 4 to the tune of 7 sacks. LSU is not great on the offensive line, but to be in Baton Rouge at night, desperate mode for that team, and to get home 7 times without blitzing once, the weapons in Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver, the depth of weapons you have where you lose Le'Veon Moss and still drop 40-plus on LSU. Like, this is very different stuff. And it's different not just for A&M in the context of what they've been historically. This is different across college football. Like, I think the only team that has as much depth at a playmaker sector as A&M in the SEC is maybe Alabama. And even then, I like A&M's run game a lot more than Alabama's right now. So last year sucked, A&M. I hear that. Last year sucked. And not because it was a bad year. It sucked because it felt like you were getting hit over the head once again with their battered Aggie syndrome. And I don't want to keep doing the video that we've done here a number of times of it's okay to believe again, but I just have to acknowledge this. Like the portion of the fan base here in College Station that is saying, yes, I love this, JD, but I'm not 100% sure that I want to get hurt again. The reason why I think you can have more confidence in this year's team than last year's team is because of last year's team. JD, what do you mean by that? Last year, you were staring down the barrel of beating Texas, going to Atlanta and playing for the SEC championship, and if you did both those things, you're in the college football playoff. But you didn't. Why? Well, couldn't meet the moment. Texas was pretty good last year, but also you had it teed up to make the playoff even before that Texas game. Hey, we just got to go to Auburn and win. We just got to beat South Carolina at their place and win. Didn't happen. So because it didn't happen last year, guess what? A lot of the dudes that were a part of that failure last year, they remember that. That sticks with them. I fully believe that. I think that probably stings a little bit. I think that probably leaves them a little bit scarred. But guess what? The scars of this A&M football team are a good thing. It's a good thing. It means that you have been through something. It means that you know what it is to have some of those negative experiences. But those negative experiences make this A&M team, I think, that much more dangerous because they've been through those things. I think they're stronger because of those things. And so the psychology of this A&M team, I don't think there's that same sped up breath, big eyes feeling they have here going down the stretch of, oh my gosh, we're 8-0. Oh my gosh, we can make the playoff. Why? Because they were there last year. Not 8-0, but hey, we were in this exact same position a year ago. We controlled our own playoff destiny and we could go do all we wanted to. We're talking about battered Aggie syndrome being done forever. You had this same conversation a year ago. But because you had that conversation a year ago, this team is better positioned for that. That's the psychological side of this. Let's talk about the literal side of this. The schedule to finish this year is substantially better than what you had to finish last year. Like, this is not really novel analysis, but let's just roll through this here. At Missouri, okay, Missouri's going to be a tough out. It's Eli Drinkwitz and company. They're probably playing a true freshman quarterback when you see him. So think about that for a second. You play South Carolina. South Carolina got you last year. Well, they got you last year at night at Williams-Brice. This year it's in College Station. It'll be either a noon Eastern or a 1 Eastern kick. Not the same juice, not the same South Carolina. It's a different A&M. Okay, check that box. It's Samford, not Stanford, not the farm. Samford, the Bulldogs. Feel pretty good about that one. I think A&M fans do as well. Then you're at Texas. You could drop 2 of those. You don't plan to, but you could drop 2 of those and be in good position. And I don't know that I think A&M's dropping any of those the rest of the way. Juxtapose that with at Jordan-Hare at night. Desperate Auburn team. At South Carolina at night. Very different situation this year down the stretch than what A&M had last year down the stretch. And the final thought here, I think that going back to the psychology part of this, I think this team views themselves differently than last year. and I don't want to get too cliche or metaphorically here, but like legitimately, I think this A&M team, by nature of how they acted after the LSU win, there was no like emotional relief or letdown or anyone crying because they were just so happy they beat LSU at night in Baton Rouge. It was like, yeah, kind of expected this. Marcel Reed's talking to Holly Rowe on the field after the game like, yeah, we had the better team. We felt like it. Turned out that way. I think this team views themselves as an apex predator in the SEC. I really do. And when you see yourself that way, it changes the entire trajectory of the competitive approach to every single game that you have. The reason why they feel that way, I think one part of it is a leadership aspect, quite frankly. I think Marcel Reed is a cool customer. I think he's a savage competitor, and I think that is right in line with how Mike Elko operates. I think Mike Elko in himself is a savage. I think he doesn't care who's on the other side of the field. He's in that post-game press conference after they're 8-0 for the first time again since like 1992 and beat LSU in Baton Rouge, and he's getting upset at the people in the press conference for not raising their hands. He's like, no, we didn't make a statement out here tonight. We just won a football game. Next question. Like, Mike Elko's got some military savage to him as well. And so all of those things combined, I think A&M's just at a different place psychologically. I really do. And with the lack of relief they seem to feel week in and week out, I trust them down the stretch. Schedule, psychology, personnel, all that, A&M. Based on what I've seen so far, yeah, it's a bye week, and yeah, there's reason to be a little bit anxious based on the history at A&M. I would just enjoy this if I'm an A&M fan. I really would. I think that needs to be said out loud if you're part of the 12th man here today. So appreciate y'all being dialed and being subscribed. But A&M fans, I know it feels wrong to believe it, but I would do just that. I would believe it.